Hey everyone, it's definitely been a while since I've posted anything on this channel that wasn't just memes. and I do apologize about that. Um this isn't like an update video or something like that. It's just that I wanted to make this video on my channel rather than the Level 99 Games channel because I just felt like this is something that is more personal than work related. um, BattleCon Unleashed is about to end, and I guess it's making me have to come to grips with the fact that there's a certain thing that I have to accept. Uh, Basically, the end of BattleCon Unleashed's Kickstarter means an end of an era for Level 99 Games, for me, and BattleCon in general. It's going to be the last BattleCon Kickstarter, and that means that not going to be any more. And for the past, 5 or 6 years, that's been my every year, you know? It's like almost every year there's been a BattleCon. Almost every year there's been new BattleCon content. And now that's just gonna kind of stop in a way, right? Like, it's not gonna be the same anymore. Sure, we're gonna have stuff like, characters in the store and BattleCon Online, but really, things will change. And I just wanted to make this video to show, or rather tell all of you what BattleCon means to me. Because as much as I would like to say that it's just a game, it's so much more than that, because it's pretty much my life at some point. And I know that can sound kind of sad, but it's actually not. I've been playing BattleCon for almost 5 to 6 years at this point. Oh my gosh. And it's been a long, long time. And I don't play BattleCon like every single waking moment of my life. Sure, I took some breaks. But I never stopped engaging with the BattleCon community, and it's always been so great. Well, I guess we should just start it, right? Like, BattleCon started for me around 5 to 6 years ago, where I messaged Brad online using my mother's email account or something like that, like to ask him if I could still get the promos despite not getting the Kickstarter. I know that sounds weird, right? And I know some of the Kickstarter backers might be like, "Oh, how'd he get promos?" I don't know. It's very interesting because I saw the ad for BattleCon for a long while, and I wanted to back it, but I was in high school back then, and I didn't know how shipping worked, and I lived in a country where things you ship from the U.S. oftentimes got destroyed or stolen. So I was a bit hesitant to do it. And at that time, the cost for BattleCon was $40? And it was very hard for me to afford something like that because, I was a kid with barely any cash. And, I don't live in a very, very rich country. So, yeah, it was kind of hard to scrap together that cash. But I did. Asked my mom, borrowed her credit card and all of that. And I got it from the online store, and Brad sent it to me. And then because of shipping and everything, it took a month to get here. And when I got it here, I was like, I couldn't even wait. I couldn't even wait to get it. So you actually get a print and play copy of the original War back when you bought it. So I printed out the first 4 characters that were the beginner characters at that point in time. So I think I ended up printing something along the lines of Cadenza, Hikaru, Kalistar, and Kadath. And, I showed some of my friends and, I printed it all out. I cut it out, put them in some of my Magic the Gathering card sleeves, and told my friends, hey guys, let's play this cool game. Little did I know that, that moment of printing those characters would basically change the course of my life, right? It's really weird. So yeah, like that's basically like they would say, and the rest was history, right? I played BattleCon with my friends basically every single freaking day after that point. Um, we played the 4 characters relentlessly. I had at least like 17 Cadenza games or something by the end of that week. And, we just kept playing. And in fact, I didn't even print out any of the other characters. I just like that first 4 was a lot of our games. And then I told my friends, did you know there's more? I didn't tell them that there was more than those 4 characters. And so I said, there's more, right? And I showed them all the other characters, and they basically lost their minds. And, like, one of them ended up becoming a dedicated Demetrus main, whatever, pronunciations. And by the way, they're very upset that Demetrus is, like, currently weak because they can no longer, like, constantly stun people because of forced stun guard. Very, very unfortunate for them. But hey, Demetrus is getting a change in BattleCON Unleashed. We'll talk more about that later. So at the end of the day, it's like we were playing BattleCon almost every single day, almost every single like recess, almost every single lunch. And I don't know if you guys watched that video yet, but there's a point in time wherein like the school I go to is very Christian Catholic. So they're very against like gambling and all of these things. So there's a lot of school rules around the usage of card games and the usage of board games to such a degree that you're not allowed to actually play them because I think their justification was it was gambling or that you could use it to gamble, which is total garbage, by the way, because like everybody in my class still gambled, but just using other things like test scores and like basketball games. So in the end, like the one thing that like they said was a gateway to gambling was literally the only thing I think that we didn't gamble on. So at the end of the day, like we were playing BattleCon print and play even, and we didn't even have the stand-ups out. And we were using coins to represent stand-ups. When a prefect walked by and saw that we were playing a card game with coins on the table. Of course, to anybody not cultured enough or has never played a board game before, to them this would basically look like gambling. And so my friends and I got reported by the prefect to a bigger prefect. And we almost basically got suspended or expelled or something. Or we almost got sanctioned, okay, for playing BattleCon at school. This ended up becoming a really long fight where I basically emailed Brad to tell me, hey, Brad, can you tell people that this isn't a card game with random elements? So little did I know that the prefect that we got sent to, so not the prefect who caught us, but the prefect we got sent to, was a pretty cool guy. Because after I got all of these letters from Brad telling me that, oh, this isn't a gambling game, there's no random elements, it can't be used for gambling. In fact, it can be used to teach combinatorics and all of that stuff. We get called into the prefect's room, and I kid you not, lining his walls were like Arkham Horror, Betrayal at the House of the Hill, and like all of these other board games. I didn't know this about this prefect. I always thought he was just a prefect. So he asked if he could see a copy of the game, and he looked through the rule book, and he asked a simple question that I think only somebody who understood board games would understand. Hey, do you draw a deck from this? Do you draw from a deck? Do you draw cards from a deck? And I said, no. There are no decks. There's no random elements at all. Like, that's the selling point. He goes like, this is a board game. This isn't a card game. It's a board game with card components. Get out of here. Yeah, so he was like, you can't use that for gambling. There's literally nothing random about it. I just like the ultimate selling point of BattleCon basically saved me from like getting suspended or something. Sorry. So that aside, that's just like the start of it. There's way more. There's me getting involved in BattleCon on Board Game Geek, and then suddenly when we ended up getting the Discord server, the fan base server, I just absorbed myself in that. And there's a lot of stuff that happened in the BattleCon community, and I could go over every single detail. But in the end, I ended up meeting a lot of very nice people in the US and all around the world. It's also allowed me to grow as a person and be more sensitive towards other people's sensibilities. Mostly because I live in a third world Asian country, and like there are certain things that are okay to say here that aren't okay to say somewhere else. I've come to find. So that's very good. I've grown as a person. And like that engagement of the community, and I guess I wanted to give back. Like when I like something, I commit. Like I commit. I remember back in the olden days, I wrote a few guides on game facts for a game called The City of Final Fantasy, which was a fighting game as well. And I love that game. I played it for hours and hours on end. So if you want to check, right, like my first ever guide ever that I wrote when I was like, in grade school? You can check it out. It's the City of Final Fantasy original, not Duodecim. The original Final Fantasy guide for Onion Knight. It's a guide for Onion Knight in general. My username was Solid Eater or something. I think I liked Metal Gear a lot. So that aside, I thought to myself, hey, this is a fighting game. I could make guides about characters. So I did. The first episode of Battle Guides was me taking a karaoke mic, wearing a red collared shirt, getting a camera that was it's not even a DSLR or something. It was just a really, really bad digital camera. And I went into my bathroom, covered up the shower curtains with a towel or whatever, and I just recorded the first episode of Battle Guides. Of course, I wrote the script. It was about Elgor, and from there, it was basically I made some sporadically until someone messaged me on the Discord and on the email saying, hey, you want to do these regularly? And that someone was, of course, Brad himself, asking if I could just make Battle Guides a regular thing rather than something that I did every few months in my free time. He said he'd paid me. And, being a kid at that age in high school, an extra source of income meant a lot, right? So he agreed to pay me per video I made. Sorry. Per video I made, and yeah, it was kind of weird, it was essentially a part-time job. But that was a lot of money for somebody my age. Yeah. So I was making videos almost every 2 weeks. Sometimes I'd be late. It's just the way it goes when you're a student, right? Sometimes you have exams and you can't afford to make your board game. But I did my best. I did my best to at least come out with it every 2 weeks. And I did. And that meant a lot because the only reason I'm good at presenting to camera, the only reason I'm really, really good at talking, the only reason I'm good at making scripts, the only reason I'm good at making videos, the only reason I know how to edit, the only reason I know how to talk properly in front of an audience, the only reason I'm able to effectively dissect concepts and then regurgitate them to you so you can better understand. It's all because of those videos. They get better and better over time. I got better and better over time. BattleCon basically gave me the opportunity to build a skill set for myself that not a lot of other people had the opportunity to do. In fact, in college, when we were asked to get internships at companies so that we would have job experience, they asked what prior work have I been able to do. And I told them about the stuff I make on this channel, the stuff I make on the Level 99 Games channel, and they said, you know what, you don't need this anymore. So yeah, during that semester, I basically had free time forever while everybody else was working. Well, free time. I still had to do battle guides, of course, but I love it, you know? I mean, I might not be up to making battle guides all the time. And I've taken a big hiatus as of yet, a hiatus which is about to be broken, by the way, because I've just recorded at least 2 new battle guides and fully edited one, but I've changed my policy. And rather than running after myself every 2 weeks, I've decided to just take the time to finish the entire series and then release it every week for you guys. So there's always something new for you guys to watch. I've even upped the ante. I've already added animations, which I'll show here. So there's some animations now. I've gone a long way. And it's all because of the support that Brad and you guys have given me. Brad financially, you guys, because you just like the stuff that I make. Sorry, I've been a bit too ranty. BattleCON means a lot to me. Okay? A lot. A hell of a lot. And I'm just really glad that I was able to come with it along for the ride, you know? I'm gonna miss doing the Kickstarters every year, but I'm not gonna miss you guys, or I'm not gonna miss the community at all, because I'll still be there. BattleCon's not a dead game, okay? There's still gonna be updates, and there's so many new characters with BattleCON Wanderers, and BattleCON Devastation Remastered has 2 new characters. And new characters are gonna still come out, you know. They're not gonna be like Kickstarters. Like, this isn't like BattleCon's end. This is BattleCon's Kickstarter end. We can still release new characters on the online store through other means. So it's not always just gonna be a BattleCon box, for example. It could just be like a box for one character. And that's cool. I like that model as well. So at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not done with BattleCon. I never will be. I love this game. Way too much sometimes. And I just want to say that if you're watching this and, you know, BattleCon means anything to you, like, I hope you tell me in the comment section. Like this isn't for work. Like, I'm making this video. I'm not even gonna bill it for work hours. Like, just tell me what BattleCon means to you, because it means a lot to me. When I graduated, the only reason I basically got my job is because of the work that I've done for Level 99 Games. My current job, working for a video game distribution company in the Philippines, is currently twofoldly awesome and weird. Because basically the only reason I have it is because of Level 99 game work. But it's also because, like, the skill set that they hired me for is not what my degree is. It's, in case you all don't know, like, I have a degree in computer science. And that means I should be able to code and all that stuff. And I can. I was part of a programming varsity team for a while. Man, that's the nerdiest, Like, I'm making a video about talking about how much a board game series means to me, and then talking about how I was in a programming varsity. Like, that's the nerdiest nerd geek stuff you'll ever hear. Regardless, though, I figured out I didn't really like coding so much. So I felt like I wasted a lot of my college years getting a degree that ultimately I didn't want a job in. I wanted to make games. That's why I got the degree. I really wanted to make games. I guess BattleCon has showed me that coding in a computer isn't the only way you can make games. So I love making custom characters for BattleCon, love creating my own board game ideas. So much. So at the end of the day, the only reason I got the job is because... so my current job is community management, video production, voice dubbing, commentating. Heck, I even shoutcast for a few of the tournaments for games. All of which were skill sets that I learned by doing things like this. By making videos for this channel, for the official Level 99 Games channel. It was a blast. I'm still working for them, kinda. And I'm still working for Level 99 Games. And I hope to never stop. I will never stop. So, thanks everyone. I felt like I just needed to make this video because it was the end of an era for BattleCon. But it's the start of a new one. BattleCon Online is out. Gosh, we've gotten so far and we've gone so backwards, right? BattleCon is a board game adaptation of video games, but now it has a video game adaptation of itself. So it's a video game that turned into a board game that we turned back into a video game. So that's what BattleCon means to me. It means a lot. It means a heck of a lot. Much of my adult life has been shaped by it. My job is because of it, and most of my skill set is because I've made guides for this thing. So, tell me what you think BattleCon means to you in the comment section down below. And, of course, since I have to shill in every single one of these, back the BattleCon Unleashed Kickstarter comment section down below. You know, get it on it. It has a big box of characters, Wanderers. It updates Devastation since it's the oldest set. And it gives you a cool storage box to store all of your BattleCon memories in. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me rant a little bit. Listen to me rant a little bit about BattleCon and how it's affected my life. I know you guys usually prefer actual content that involves, I don't know, guides and stuff like that. But this is more for me. So I then put it on the Level 99 Games official channel. It's just more for me to talk to you guys about a game I love. A game I really love. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget your special action. And thank you so much, World of Indians. Man, that outro actually means... There's a double meaning now, right? Thank you so much, World of Indians. Thank you. And good night.